Okay, like I mentioned in the previous video, or at least the previous first look video, I did have another item coming up that I would be recording on the same day. And here it is. If anyone wants to look up that logo, go right ahead. This one did not come in a secondary box, so on the other side is my personal information. So I definitely will not be showing that. So I've already cut the box open. As you can see, there is a radio in here. This is an actual marine head unit radio for UTVs, side-by-sides, golf carts. That's what I plan on using it in. But it is a actual marine radio. I don't need to run a cover for this one. This one can be ran pretty much exactly the way you see it. I will be opening this up in the box to, like I said, give a first look at it. Nice thing with this one here, it also came with speakers. Marine grade speakers as well. I may have to pause the video to get them out. 1 second. They were in there just a little bit tight. The actual box inside was the same size as this is wide and deep. So these are marine speakers. If you remember, on the actual golf cart, I do have speakers installed. I'm hoping this will allow me to put 4 speakers in, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. So the ones that are already at the front will stay at the front, and these 2 will go at the back. Will give a little bit better sound. This is something we were planning on doing. I had the money to buy these before Emily passed away, but I didn't really want to buy them yet. I wanted to wait until after Christmas. So basically it would have been either her Christmas present to me or my Christmas present to her. So similar to the Can Crusher, pretty much the same thing with that as well. That was going to be a gift either from her to me or from me to her. Because they both fall in the guidelines of what we would spend on one another. I think this may have been a little bit more, but since it was for both of us, it still goes under the same category. But anyways, this here, like I said, the marine head unit. Let's see if I can open it up one-handed. I do have a spot already planned out for this, basically right where I was putting in the existing radio. But with the existing radio, like I said, I'd have to run a face cover. They're kind of a pain in the butt. I learned that one with my last one. I did look for these originally. I actually saw this being used on a side-by-side. Sorry, not side-by-side. UTV. Someone I'm subscribed to on YouTube put together. So it's pretty much the same one he has. I'm not going to say who it is. I don't think he likes his name being used on YouTube. So I believe that's a template. Got some instructions here. And you got the actual face unit itself. The only thing I'm really concerned about is with this is the wiring harness and the actual plug and play capabilities. Okay, here it is right here. I guess that is your main harness right here. I'll have to look into it, make sure it does have capabilities for 4 speakers. I would assume it would, but it does have, I believe these will be audio outs, so you can run this to a preamp and go from there. Really, the information on the site had information, but I figured I'd wait until I got the actual unit itself and played around with it then. Okay, after a tiny bit of disassembling, this here is the actual bracket that holds the actual radio in place. It has 2 little nuts on it, which are down in there. The secondary harness fell out. This is your power harness. So this one here, I'll just wire in to the actual wiring I put into the golf cart. Red's your power, yellow is red's your switched power, yellow is your constant power, and black is your ground. As you can see, they are labeled on here as well. This is also set up, I believe, for power. Nope, that wouldn't be a power antenna. That would be your amp switch wire. So this is not set up for a power antenna. If you want a power antenna, I guess you'd have to wire that in separately. This would be your amp switched wire. Okay, quick look at the second harness that comes with the unit. It is, like I thought, set up for 4 speakers, which is good. So you have your 2 fronts and you have your 2 backs. I don't know if the speakers come with wire yet. That's something I'll look into as well, probably in this video as well. So again, this is a first look. Okay, just a quick look at the actual head unit itself. This is what you'll see at the front. Definitely a very nice looking unit. AM, FM, it does, like I said, have inputs on the back. This is a USB, so you can actually connect this up to a iPod or whatever you'd want, your phone probably. Here is your main power connection going in to the actual head unit. These ones here, I don't know if they are amp. I'm assuming these would be outputs to an amp, but I don't know. I'd have to look into the instructions to see if that's what these are. I was at one time thinking of putting an amp and subwoofer on there, but that's going a little bit too extreme for a work cart. You have your standard, let me find it here again, antenna hookup. I do have an antenna on there already, so that is just your standard antenna hookup. And I believe this other one right here, this 3.5 millimeter, I believe it would be, is for a microphone. But I don't know, or it's just a secondary input. Like I said, for the two RCAs and this one here, I'd have to look it up, see what they are for, if they're inputs or outputs. Again, I probably won't be using them, so they'll just be left in the dash. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the actual radio itself. On the front of the radio, there is no inputs, like no plugs, no nothing to keep this watertight. I don't know what it's rated for when it comes to water, but I've seen them being used in, like I said, UTVs. Basically vehicles that do get fully covered in mud, and they are fine. So, and as you can see on the actual box itself, it's in a UTV side-by-side, so it should be fine. Okay, finally, at the end of the video, we're going to take a look at the speakers that came with the actual head unit itself. I'm hoping they're black. White would look, wouldn't really look right in there. I don't really like white. Yep, they're black. They are, again, marine grade speakers. Did they come with wire? I'll have to take a look at that. But it's two of them. I guess that would be about a 3x3, I'd guess. Came with the mounting hardware. Sorry for the little bit of a shaky video, but it's not too bad. But yeah, there's your mounting hardware for each of them. Nothing else in the box. It looks like there's possibly some wire there. I'll have to get the bubble wrap off and take a look. Okay, like I was hoping, wire is included right here. The speakers that are currently in the golf cart, those are just random marine grade speakers I could get on Amazon. These ones here, like I said, came with this kit. So these ones here will be mounted up in the left and right corners of the actual golf cart itself. It has dual mounting holes, one right here, same as what the other one has as well. So yeah, hopefully, now the only thing is, hopefully I got enough wire here to run from my speaker locations to my head unit location. And the really other fun part of doing something like this is, what do you mount the actual radio to? Do you use metal or do you use wood? My very first one I did, if you remember that golf cart, it didn't have a radio, but it had auxiliary switches. We did a wood backing on that one. The last one we did a radio in had a metal backing. The metal did work out in the end. I think the metal will actually work out on this one since the radio itself is larger. But in saying that, you have to be able to get to the back side of the radio to do the final mounting. Where this is going on the golf cart, you cannot get to the back side. So I'll have to decide how I'm going to actually mount this in there. And I still have to be able to make it removable so I can get in there and tighten up the two little bolts on the back of the actual radio itself. Unless I glue the radio in, which I don't really want to do that. So anyways, stay tuned for an installation on this unless I find a different spot to put it. I do have one other spot it could go, but I don't really want to put it there. So anyways, that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.